Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this is a tutorial of how to use Classmarker, which will help you make the online test exam for Islamic Studies this Friday. So the website is called Classmarker. This one right here. To start off, you're going to make an account, and to do that you press register free. And we're going to use this one right here for education use. Register here. When the girls registered themselves, they're going to click this one, and I'll show you how they're going to do that later on. But for us teachers, we're going to click on this one. I already have an account, but I'm still going to make a new one so you can see step by step what to do from the beginning. So I'm going to okay, weird, but this is taken. Okay, that works. And you just put in all your information. So the email I already have. I'm gonna use the masjid's email. Because that's the only extra email I have. Okay, so I've registered and it's going to take you to this page. This is just a quick tutorial. You can use the tutorials on here as well. And it just gives you a little bit of information here, or you can ignore it. So to get started, you have to register your email first. So check your email. Usually it's in the spam folder. So this is my other one. So okay, mine's in my inbox right here, and it should be just a verification link. Click the verification link. Okay, it's been verified. Then you just go back and close your email, and you can go back here, and it should be verified. So we're gonna start off by making a test. So you press test right here, and you press new test right here. Put a name for it. I was testing it before, so here's a pre-named test, Islamic Studies Section 1B. You can name it anything you would like. And then you can start adding questions. So over here is an introduction. This is where you can put like a prefix of, you know, to tell the students what to do in the test, any instructions. So something like, please select. You don't have to do this. This is just an option. And you can add any other instructions you would like or information. And then we're going to start adding questions. And then to do that, you go to this blue box right here, add fixed questions, and add a new question. So as you see here, this is right here called the question bank, and it says 0 questions. This is just your bank for any test or any questions you make. All your questions are going to be stored in this bank, and you can go to this bank whenever you want to reuse a question for a different test if you ever make another test in the future. After each question, it's going to say question has been added to the bank. So that's what it means. It's like a bank of your questions, and you can use them anytime. So here are the options to do the questions for the test. There's multiple choice, true and false, matching, and essay. I wouldn't use free text and grammar because you can't mark appropriately in these two sections. So if you want them to do an essay question, like write a paragraph or an explanation about something, I would suggest you do essay, and then you would set like a mark for it, and then you would have to go into each test individually and mark it according to their answer, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So the first option we have is multiple choice. Here's the question box. You can put in a question. Something like this. And then you put in your options. You can put in as many options you want. You can add more options. And make sure you select which was the correct answer. In this case, this one's the correct answer. Then you go all the way down. Usually multiple choice are 1 point. You know, one correct answer equals 1 point. You can change that if you would like. Multiple choice are usually also one answer, but if there's more than one answer to the multiple choice, you can select this one, which is checkbox. And then you can do a preview. So this is how the question is going to show up. Except for this part. It's going to show up as what do people worship, and then the answer, just not the green check mark. It's going to give them the options. And then you can press save. You don't have to do this for each question. You can finish the test and preview the test at the very end as well. That's just an option you might want to do after each question. So that was multiple choice. For true and false, it's the same thing. You can type in a question, and then there's true, there's false, and you select the correct answer. Same thing, you go down, usually 1 point, and then you just save it. Matching, you can do words matching, you can select pictures. I've never done a picture one, so I really don't know how to do that. I've usually just done the basic drop-down selection and stuff like that. So you can type in a question, like anything you want. So you're going to put in your option and then the matching answer to it right beside it. Like that. And the same thing for the rest of them. And it's the matching answer that goes with it. You can type in as many options, as many answers. You can have a mismatch, add more matching pairs, incorrect matches. You can have more correct than incorrect, or incorrect and incorrect to confuse them. It's up to you, or you can just keep it simple. So the option goes here with the matching. When you set for, and also the points here, like each matching, what I do is put it one specific mark. So if they get this match correct, it's 1 mark. This match is another mark. Or you can do, if they get all three correct, that's 1 whole mark together. It's up to you. I usually do separate mark each to build up the marks as well. You can shuffle the clues and matches, so each time a student does the test, it's like different options. This one you can ignore. There's no really partial deduction that we do. This just makes it more confusing for marking. And then you can preview it. So this is how it's going to show up. Match the prophet with respect to symbol. That's your question. Here you have the option, and they can choose, whichever one. And then you just save it. So free text and grammar we don't want to do. Essay question. You can just type in your essay question, and you can be a little specific of what you would expect from them, like a paragraph, a minimum of how many sentences, or so they have an idea of the grading. You can also write how many marks it's for, because I mean, multiple choice, true and false matching are kind of straightforward, but essay questions are not. They're kind of broad. It's up to you. You can write the marking on it, like explain the story for some water. Provide a paragraph. And then you can, minimum 5 sentences. So they have an idea of what, like, how you're going to grade it. Something like that. You can also rate it out of 5 points or something like that. And then here you can rate how many points you want to grade it out of. It's just that it won't mark it for you at the end. The class marker will mark everything except for this one. You have to go in and read the essay question and give the points based off of that, of what they provided you with the answer. And then you just save it. So those were all the options. Just like that. And when you're done your test, however many questions, it tells you right here how many questions you've done and how many points you're at. So how many marks it's out of so far. So far I've done 4 questions and in total I've done 9 marks. That just helps you keep account of the marks. When you're done, you can go back to your test right here. You can preview test right here. And I'm trying to look for the introduction part. Maybe if I press start. Okay. The introduction did not show up, I guess. Maybe it was in... I guess the introduction... we'll just skip the introduction. You don't need the introduction, I guess. But yeah, this is where the test... how the test is going to look like for the students. Do a preview mode like that. And done with the preview, yes. You can edit your test or you can go back to the test. Leave. And so then it will take you over here. This is your new test that you just made. Now what you want to do is you want to create a group. Once you're done your test, you want to create a group. You should not have any groups because it's your first time. We're going to go directly into creating a new group. And you can name it any, like probably your section. I already have a pre-made one. So I'm going to do that, Girls School 1B, and I'm going to create my group. Now we are going to assign a test. The test we're going to assign over here lists you all the tests. You should only have one because we created one. I selected it and assign to group. And select the group. Next. Then here's where all the settings come in for the test itself. So when do you want it available? How many attempts you would like them to have? 1 or 2 or 3, unlimited. I put 1 for this exam specifically. Instructions at the beginning, yes, you would want them to have instructions. Is there a time limit? Oh, so for availability, actually, right here, you can choose if you wanted to have it available, during that time only. So Friday from 6 p.m. to Friday, 8 p.m. And make sure these are unclicked. You don't want to show the test results or marks or anything. How many attempts you want. A time limit of how much time they have to do the test. Let's say 90 minutes. Oh, not 900. 90 minutes. Like, that's just telling you, the availability is telling you that the test is open from 6 to 8 p.m. So even if the child starts at 7:45, 15 minutes before the test is unavailable, they still have a full 90 minutes to do the test. So they still have until 9 o'clock or 9:15, whatever the 90 minutes is complete. As long as they do it before 8 o'clock. They have 90 minutes from 8 o'clock or from their start time. Even if they start 1 minute before 8 o'clock, they have a full 90 minutes to do the test. Resume the test later, that's just saying that they start the test, they take a break and come back. That's up to them, that's up to you. I normally don't click on that because it's better if they just do it in one whole setting. 1 question per page, randomize the questions, sure. Answers, must answer the question. Questions, grading, and feedback during the test, no, you don't want that because we're not revealing any answers or marks. Allow test takers to go back during the test. This means that once they're done one question and they move on to the next one, can they come back to that question? That's just to make it harder, you know, if you want to limit the time or make it hard for them, they're not allowed to come back to the question. My kids are younger, so I'm going to let them come back. Results page. This is basically where you want to unclick everything because you don't want to reveal any of the points or percentage. Because we're not revealing anything here. So unclick everything. That just says no, everything here. Email the results to yourself. It's optional if you would. I don't think we have that option actually. No, we have to upgrade the account anyway, so that's not an option. And anything else? No. And that's pretty much it. And then you can just assign the test. And your test is assigned to your group right here. The last thing you have to do is assign members to your group. So you can go back to your group right here. We're going to click on the group. And we're going to click edit group. And we're going to add members right here. So you can personally make their account for them, but that's going to be too hard because we have a lot of students, mashallah. So we're going to self-registration, which is where they can register themselves using codes. So right here, these are registration codes. How many students you have? I have 20, but I'm going to make 21 just to be on the safe side. You know, in case of anything, add member registration codes. And then you can either press here to print it, or there's a PDF right here. And this should pop up. You can print this page, you can screenshot the page, you can copy and paste these instructions and email it to the parents, or put like one instruction, put it all into one email, a Word document, and put in, these are all the registration codes. This one, there's a different registration code for each student. The test is the same, but each code is different. So I would like, what I'm going to do is put like, you know, the kids' names, and then one registration code for each student in a Word document and send it as an email as a whole. And maybe have like a short, like, you know, how to get onto the website and register. And I'll show you that right now as well. So that's how you make the registration codes. Make sure you take a picture of this or start or save it. Can you? I don't know if we can. I say you print it to be on the safe side. I guess you can save it. I don't know if you can go back to it after. I think you can actually go back to it after as well. But I haven't figured that out yet. Once I do that, I'll let you guys know. But these are all the codes. So each student has a code to enter the test. That's what this is for. And that's basically it of how to make a test. Now how the students are going to log in. Actually, let's go through first. Yeah, so how the students are going to log in. So first I have to log out of this. How do I log out of this? So the students are also going to go on to Classmarker. Log out because I was already logged in. So they're also going to go to register free. they're test takers, so they're going to click here. They're going to also put in all their information and their registration code. The code that you emailed them individually on that Word document or as a whole, that's their code. And when they put in the code, it should directly take them to the test. So that test that we just made, it won't, if you send it out before the test time, so before Friday at 6 p.m., they'll see the test, but they can't start it because we've set it to 6 o'clock on Friday. However, if you do it during the test time, then, I mean, they can directly start it. So that's how the kids have to they just have to put in the information and the registration code and start the test. Excuse me. Now I'm quickly going to show how to mark or how to see results. So this is my account from before already. Oh. Okay, there we go. So I've already made a couple of tests. So how do you see the grades? The results are going to show up here once they are done the test. So if you press results, you can choose the group you want to see. I don't have any results in these ones because these were just me doing test and error, trial and error. But this one is from my tutor, so it's okay. I'll show you these ones. So for an example, there's a test right here, and this is gonna only show up when they're all done the test. So after 8 o'clock, which is the time that we've set for the exam, you can see the results. You're gonna press results here. It's going to show you each student's name down here. So I only have one student right now. It's going to show you each student's name. And then it can show you their percentage, their average. And then you can also see where they went wrong or right. You know, tells you a detailed breakdown. If you have an essay question, which I believe I have it in my other one. Where'd it go? Okay. I believe I have it in this one, I think. No, I want to see results. Okay, sorry, here it is. Results. This one had an essay question. So my essay question, I think, was the last one. Or like it was an open text question. Yeah, right here. So like this was a question, you know, this is an example, what are the rounding rules for decimals? And they gave an answer. And then over here it says 0 out of 2 when he did the test. So I had to go, so here you see you can edit the points. I mean, you can do that for each question if you realize later that something's wrong. But specifically for the essay question, this is the only extra step you have to do when marking is come here, look at the answer. Did they get full marks? You can edit the points and give them, you know, half a point, 0.4, 1 mark, 2 full marks, up to you. That's the only extra step that you have to do when you're marking. Oh wait, no. That's his thing. Okay. Yep, and that's where you see all your results. So you can see all the results when they are done the test. You're going to see, you know, your group, your test as assigned. I have a couple, like I said, these are my trial and error, but you should only see one test. And then all like results for each student will show up. And that's basically it, the gist of it. If you have any other questions, I'm free to help, inshallah. And yep, best of luck. Assalamu alaikum.